Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Ultimate Golf VIP tournament. I'm Duff. I'm your host. And these VIP tournaments are a chance to play alongside hole for hole with some special guests. You guys are going to have a chance to go hole for hole with them. We're going to throw some fun missions at you, and if you can complete those missions, we're going to reward you with some great prizes. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to get into play the tournament, you're going to go into the game. In the upper right, you're going to hit tournaments, and then on the right side of that, look for the little VIP button, and that's how you're going to play along with our guest. We are joined today by someone who is no stranger to the mobile golf world. He's done a VIP Royale in the past, and now we're going to get a chance to see what he can do in tournament play. We are joined by Zachary Jones. Zach, welcome to your VIP tournament.
Thanks, Duff. Appreciate it. Glad to be here, and let's see how I do.
Absolutely. Well, here we are at the brand new, beautiful Daihakone course, just outside of Tokyo in Japan. We're going to give this a full 18-hole playthrough. Feel free to tee off as you'd like there, and just do a little chat, get to know you a little bit here on the first hole.
Will do. Yep, let's see if I can get this first out in the fairway.
So have you had a chance to go through this course before, play it much in the game?
Just one 18-hole run through. So I've seen it one time so far. Went pretty decent. I definitely love the art. It's super cool.
It is definitely one of the more picturesque, like visually stunning courses that we have in the game. And of course, there we are. There's the cherry blossoms right there. They are just beautiful. So it's just outside of Tokyo. I did a little research onto it earlier today. Just outside of Tokyo, you can see the mountains on the side there. The Hakone crater, created 3,000 years ago with a big volcanic eruption. And of course, at some point during this round, you're going to turn that screen, and we're going to see little Mount Fuji action in the background. Let's watch Zach come in with this Bigfoot approach here on hole one.
Yeah, I kind of got myself in between clubs there.
It's so easy to do. Playing live is not easy. Starting off on this par 5, you got the eagle in the bag here, though.
Yep. So all good on that first one.
So we're starting off eagle -2 through 1 for Zach. Now, Zach, were you a video game guy growing up?
Definitely.
What was the first system you had?
So I remember being a first. I was a PC player. So I remember starting on like the old Jack Nicklaus games they had. Trying to think, it was like a 3-click type thing or like I think it started with it maybe even 2-click where you'd set the click, it would go up, and then come back and you just have to release and that's it. And then I got huge into Tiger Woods games. I think I did every single Tiger Woods from 98 or 99, whenever it started, all the way through the entire series. So that's,
and coming full circle, of course, the boys at HIP, responsible for the Tiger Woods games there in the mid-teens. Obviously doing really well with that. And it's translated into this beautiful game that we're playing now.
Yeah, it's definitely evolved. The art, it's just getting, better and better as the years go on. And that's one of the cool things about this game is just being able to see, fresh, new renderings of artistical talents and being showed off. And definitely you see it on this course for sure.
So there's those mountains in the background. You can see the Hakone crater. You can see a little Mount Fuji there in the back left. Now, were you always sports games, or did you get into anything else as well? I was always a sports game. Some racing games I'd throw in there once in a while, but mostly sports games.
I would say mostly sports game, but yeah, kind of similarly. Like I kind of jumped around and just got involved in gaming in general. It's really always been kind of like a hobby of mine. So, just definitely always enjoyed playing it and, seeing all these different creative games that come out.
Brings it to the lip and spins back. That 780 is not indicative at all of how close that shot was to going in.
Yep, I brought it up to the hole. You couldn't see on my Orion, you couldn't see the end of the guide, and obviously, even with the tailwind, still zip back a little bit.
She's got some pull on her, doesn't she?
Yep.
Pull that string, bring it back. So nice power, or nice birdie there. We're -3 through 2. Yeah, so video games, you went to sports games, I'm with you on that one. And yeah, what a change it's all been. If you were to tell 14-year-old me that you could play real live courses on a little handheld device that and stunning graphics like this, you would absolutely blow my mind.
For sure.
Let alone a touchscreen, right? Man, remember the first touchscreen was like, oh my god, what is this? It's like space age stuff.
Yeah, I was late to the smartphone game specifically. I probably didn't even get a smartphone. I was one of those that just kind of like just passively just waited 5 years for technology to evolve so much, and then finally jumped on the bandwagon.
That was like me. I'm not gonna lie. Getting rid of my BlackBerry. I was a BlackBerry user for way too long.
Yep, similar with me. I think I was in that push to talk. I was like on that sprint. I remember being on that sprint run for a while.
It's funny because now with just to go completely off book here. Remember we were kids and you watched like Back to the Future, like the Jetsons and all that, and video calling. And now that we have the FaceTimes and the Zoom calls and all this stuff, you would think that like we would do every single thing that way, and that would just be the preferred method, and that would be because it's so cool. And now we don't even call each other because we just text. And like, don't call me. I tell my friends, don't call me. Text me. If it's really important or it's an emergency, then you can call.
Right? Pretty much, I swear, like most of my conversations with my friends anymore, just like entirely through Messenger or Slack or something. So.
And that actually brings up a point too. So through Ultimate Golf, I know myself, I've made a ton of like real world friends through this, and it's amazing. Like some of these guys, we have some chats every once in a while. We'll set up a Zoom call or through Facebook or whatever. But 99% of the time, we're just having a running dialogue between, I don't know, I'm in so many groups between 5 here and then 50 in this one and 30 in this one, and you really do like get to know these people. And some of them I've never even heard their voice before. Oh, look at this! Runs it just over the right edge. But it is one of the wonderful things about Ultimate Golf, of course, is the community and the friends that you can. I know you've made a lot of good friends playing.
Yeah, it's always nice to kind of link up with people and be able to connect and talk about similar passions. I've been in various communities over, I'd say, the last 10 years or so, and it's just a lot of fun being able to, see how social media has taken off and how you can connect with people in ways that you would have never thought.
100%, and it's the game that you're playing that brings you together. But then it's it almost becomes secondary at that point, and it's just about the people. Yes, you're all playing the same game, and you chat about it and that. But I know more about the lives and the trials and the tribulations and the kids and the families and everything, and that almost takes over for the chat, and it's pretty cool. My wife always makes fun of me for I'm watching your shot here.
Yep, little outside there.
For all the close friends I've made through Ultimate Golf, and I always rebut with, like, how many friends do we have that got married because they met their spouse online? Well, why are you making fun of me because I made friends online? I'm like, come on! And it's pretty cool. All right, Zach, birdie train there.
Yep, little off on that last one. I'll try to recover on this one, see what we can do. Hole 6 here.
Oh, I like your chances on this one. So sports games you played growing up. Did you play any sports growing up at all, or do you still play as an adult? What are your...
Yeah, so I've played very casually the last 10, 15 years, but I played through college and high school. I was very avid into golf, so it's always been kind of the one thing that always I come back to. But it's also, it's weird because after you give up, those junior days and tournament days where you were on like a team, it just becomes a very expensive hobby for sure.
It is, it's not like picking up a soccer ball and just going to the field. You can't just grab your clubs and walk onto a golf course. You usually got to give a guy a couple bucks.
Yep.
I know one of your other passions. I know you like running as well. Do you, are you still into that at all? Do you, how many times a week you running, Zach? I know we all make those January 1st. We're going to run. We're going to do some more. But
yeah, I was doing about 5-6 days a week for a while, and I've been a little bit more casual, probably about three days a week. So coming down a little bit, but I definitely enjoy it. It's fun to be able to get out there and just do something that keeps you in shape and keeps you healthy. So.
And I find running really good for mental health as well. Like it's just a little get out there, and not even
it's like the opposite of golf.
Oh yeah, golf. Yes.
That's frustrating.
Absolutely. I say a lot of words on a golf course that I'd be embarrassed to say in front of my mother. That's just one of those things that happens. I remember getting paired up one time with an older gentleman and his wife. And it was awesome. We had a good time, and they were like sweet old couple. And about the third hole, the guy shanked one and dropped a big F-bomb, and I remember thinking, oh, thank God, now I can finally. All right, we're good. We're on the same page. I can just talk like I normally do now.
Yep, that's.
All right. So we haven't found any drops yet, but we're good. There's some coming.
Yeah, let's see if I can try to get aligned on this one. See if I can get my bearings.
The golf gods and their wins have not been very generous to you, of course. Oh, right at max hive, though. This should be good. I know your numbers are good. Of course, crosswinds are the toughest approach win that you're going to get in this game. Straight tailwinds, they're not too bad. Straight headwind, give me that every time, please. Except for like long par 5s, like 18 at bat. But everything else, give me a headwind on approach.
Yeah, for sure, right?
All right, Zach, let's drop one here.
Let's see.
Ease away. Watch this come in. Beautiful.
Just a little bit light.
Daihakone course. Little bit of an underadjust. That's all right. Give it a look on the way by. We got lots of holes left to find one. So, I know you like running. Now, in the past, for the people watching this at home, this is a term of a sport, and don't get silly on me here. I know you like to play a little cornhole, and you might have even made a few boards back in your day. Myself, love cornhole. That is my summer passion. I just play it all day long. When we go camping, do whatever. When's the last time you threw some bags, Zach?
Ironically enough, a little bit during the winter. We actually, in the apartment complex that I recently came to, we have outside, we have a pool, we have cornhole, we have billiards out there, we have all kinds of stuff. So a lot of gaming stuff that you can do, and a few adult beverages. Later, you find yourself outside in the freezing cold, throwing beanbags around. So,
I was going to say, as a Canadian, playing cornhole in the winter outside was rather shocking to me at first. But like you said, it might have been influenced by a little bit of aiming fluid that you've had along the way. So you did mention a couple little adult beverages there. Now, I know you've recently moved to an area that is quite renowned for a certain type of booze, bourbon, in fact. Get in the hole. Yes! Big drop there.
There
nice
it is.
Little hive action. Tell me about bourbon, Zach. How long have you enjoyed that? I know it's been more than the near future or the near past.
Yeah, I got into it in 2012. It's a very cool spirit and thing. Like it used to be a really fun thing that you could do with your friends. And recently it's just gotten so out of control popularity that it's a lot harder to get find the stuff that you might be looking for. You know, you'll see people clearing out the shelves and doing all kinds of things to get some of those crazy bourbons that we used to be able to just find regularly on the shelf.
I had the opportunity to be in Kentucky recently, actually, and I was down there for an NCAA game, and the only thing we wanted to do was to have a bourbon in Kentucky. And thank you, NCAA. They will not serve hard booze or liquor at college events. So we had a cider, but I'm definitely going back. I think that's one of my bucket list things. I want to drink a bourbon in Kentucky. It's like you just got to do it, right?
Yeah, for sure. And it's definitely the place you want to do it at. When you come and go to the bars and go, to the nightlife and whatever, it's in every bar you'll just see, like, that's obviously the spirit of choice here by a wide margin.
Yeah, like you'll never find up here, you'll never find a bourbon bar. Like, but I imagine they're quite frequent down there. 1723. All right, we're coming to the end of the front nine here. I like this. I love when a course ends their front nine or the total 18 on a par 5. I don't know why. It feels satisfying to me, and I feel cheated whenever you get a par 3. But here we are through 9. Zach Jones minus 12. Good start. Let's see what he can do on the back. All right, Zach, good start on the front. Go ahead, click that button. Let's start the back half here at Daihakone. Now I got to ask you the question. At the turn, are you a hot dog and a beer guy, or are you a just go in, quick pee, get back in the golf cart, and away you go guy?
I definitely like to refuel and get the some kind of meal at the turn. I definitely think it helps to be able to recharge and get reset for the back 9. So that's definitely my preferred way of going about it.
Now, will you sit and actually eat it and let a group play through, or are you grabbing it and eating it in the cart?
Usually first I'm hopeful that, when you go in there that they have the food ready for you and whatnot and you're not waiting. But yeah, I usually hop in the cart, one hand on the dog and just driving with the other hand.
All right, go ahead, smash your tee shot here on 10. It's funny you say one hand on the wheel. Now, everyone, all you guys at home that have ever been in a golf cart, don't deny it. We all go down the fairway. You got that 1 foot hanging out, don't you? Especially if you're driving. Zach, just admit you do it. We all do it. I don't know why. I don't know why we do this, but as soon as you said that, that's all I pictured was myself driving in a golf cart down a fairway with that 1 foot out.
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Like, I've almost snagged myself a couple times, but yeah, I'm guilty of it as well.
All right, good approach shot there, Zach. Another little tap in birdie for you. Birdie to start 10. What does this put you at? Minus 13, I believe, right? Through 10?
Yep, 13 through 10.
Look at that tree in the background. That blossom is so beautiful. All right, we head to hole number 11. Now, Zach, I know video games, obviously, and mobile games, a passion of yours. We talked about some bourbons, getting into different stuff that way. Now, I also know you're a little bit of a foodie.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say I spend way too much time in the kitchen, way too much money buying all kinds of crazy things to try. It's so much fun. It's definitely a huge passion of mine.
So what prompted that? Like, what started you down the road of making yourself macaroni and cheese for dinner versus let's sous vide a steak?
It's a good question. I've always really grown up watching like a lot of those cooking competitions and everything, and I think that's probably the biggest thing that just kind of inspired me to get actively involved in doing it, is just seeing other people do it, and it's just always been something that I really love doing, and I really like the camaraderie of it as well. Like, it brings people together, just like this game. It's the same thing. You know, you show up with food to a soiree, and you know, it's an instant conversation starter.
And I find cooking too, especially, well, all levels of cooking, but it's not too dissimilar to figuring out a game like Ultimate Golf, where a lot of trial and error. There's a lot of guides and a lot of things out there to tell you the way to do it, but you kind of want to develop your own little way to do things. You figure out what personally works for you, what you like, what you don't like, and there's definitely nothing more rewarding than putting together a very, very labor-intensive meal and just nailing it. I mean, it's get in the hole, get in the hole, get in the hole. Yes,
just curls in.
Big eagle there. Big rollout on that hive.
Yep, gotta love that hive with the extended guide. It's probably my favorite club in the game.
Well, I remember, like, we've played a lot and we've chatted about the game a lot, but remember going through how it was. I think it was Zeus for a long time, and then we went Atlas, and that Hive 8 was just a pipe dream with that big shot view and the accuracy, and we missed a lot of shots back in the day in tight, and then it almost feels like cheating with that Hive 8.
Right, it took forever to develop that thing in the early going. I remember probably at least a year-ish until I really was able to get it, but once you have it, it's a complete game changer for sure.
So yes, enough about the hive. Let's go back to food, because I'm starving now all of a sudden. What's the best city you've been to in terms of food?
Man, there's so many good ones. Las Vegas, I've had some really great stuff there. New Orleans is exceptional. Every place on Bourbon Street is just insane. The level of cooking there is like unparalleled. I've been to New York and Chicago and had some really great stuff there. And I almost feel like, and believe it or not, Louisville is low-key a huge foodie city. There is some exceptional chefs here, some James Beard winners, and everywhere that I go out here is amazing.
It is. It's cool too how the different cities have their own kind of personality. I got to take Vegas out of that equation, because Vegas isn't like any other city in the world, and it's just a conglomeration of the best and the worst and everything in between. But like, obviously you get down into New Orleans and that, and you get a lot of the Creoles and the spices and the jambalayas and all that stuff, and like, even just looking at pizza, the difference of Chicago versus New York, and people get into fist fights talking about which is better, and how to make pizza. And what would you say Louisville is? Wait, let me try and say it again. Louisville. You got to get that real. Louisville.
Yeah.
Definitely not Louisville.
Right.
What would you say Louisville is in terms of what's their personality? What's their go-to?
Oh, look at this tough. There's definitely some good French trained chefs here, so they definitely have good methods. I'd say overall though, it's pretty American. It's kind of like what you would expect for the Midwest. It's very Americanized and cuisine, and very good and tasty. One of the big things that they're huge on here is brunch. In general, is probably the craziest amounts of brunch variations that I've ever seen in any city everywhere. There's so many places having success here, just being open from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. and that's the only thing that they do. And when you go out, you're waiting 45 minutes to get into these places. It's insane.
Oh wow! Are you a mimosa with lunch kind of person?
I can dabble in that a little bit. I would say my go-to Best favorite is probably like a chicken and waffles. Like I definitely just love that type of cuisine, and just brunch in general. It's definitely something that I really appreciate, and don't necessarily do so much on my own. So it's nice to be able to go out and experience, some really nice brunches.
Brunches are such a fun social. Like you said, you don't really go out for brunch by yourself very often. It's usually not even two of you. It's more often than not, it's a group of you, and you've got plans at noon, so you go for brunch at 10, and then you're still eating brunch at 2. That seems to be, especially if it's a nice day. Oh man, patio brunches, those have to be some of my favorite.
Yeah, right. And it's just starting to get good weather here too. This is our first week that we've had kind of consistent days, 69, 72. I think it's a high of like 78 today or something. So this is the first week that we're getting, so I'm looking forward to that summer.
We're going to test out your voodoo skills here. A little errant on the drive. This fairway on 14 dives hard to the right. As
I did not know that.
Zach leaked his a little right. It caught that ridge, and now we're in the long stuff. Oh, look at that shot of Fuji in the background there on your screen. Pretty dang cool. All right, let's see what Zach can do with his Voodoo 8 with that Tour Pro Trophy ball. Great right, it's not going to matter.
A little bit short.
Distance control wasn't too bad. 865, that's a win coming out of the rough there. If you were in the rough on this hole in the real world, you'd be tickled pink with that shot.
Right, that seemed very uphill on that approach, and I did not know that fairway was going to fall off the way that it did.
There's some sneaky elevation to this course. So, like I said, it was built on. It's built kind of into the side of the Daihakone crater, and there's some. If you go and look at some actual pictures, well, just look at the gate because this is actually how it looks. And if you get down to like field view and have a look at it, there's a ton of elevation change in this. So it looks like we're going to keep that pin on the par 5. Nope, pulling it off. I see it now.
I'm going to get the driver one instead of the driver wood.
There you go. Get yourself off the tee here.
Well, let's hope I keep this in the fairway, actually.
This is one of the longer par 5s. Ooh, any more right curl and get a bit off that tree. See how close that was?
Yep. It definitely looks like some tree trail. Oh, this isn't even going to hold, I don't feel.
Hang on, ball. Hang on. Oh, no. Back to back rough. Zach's going to give one back here unless he can drop a deep one. So let's have a look here. What's your strategy here? Are you just going to pound it up there as far as you can or try and pick a distance?
Yeah, I'll just try for the pound. Why not? We'll try to hold it out.
And rip it. Now, the height of your playing days, Zach, golf, what'd you get down to handicap-wise?
In high school, I was probably at kind of my peak. I was in the 2 to 3 range handicap. I used to love playing golf, and now it just seems like I just kind of lost touch. Like I almost feel like, you just get so busy with other things that it's just hard to keep up with. I'd say in the last 10 or so years, I probably only played 15 times. It's not very many times. Probably like twice a year is about what I'm averaging.
You almost wish there were more nicer 9-hole courses because a lot of times you don't have the 4 or 5 hours that it takes to go and do a full 18. And often the 9-hole tracks maybe leave a little bit out there. They're not always the nicest courses in the world. But then again, at the end of the day, golfing is more about hanging out with some buddies and having a good afternoon.
It's all about just kind of getting together. And we, fortunately, where I live is about, I'd say...
Get the hole! Saves! Yep. Eagle with the nice hive there.
Yeah, I tried to spend a little bit extra time there so I didn't waste a stroke.
No, that's good. Nice save there.
But no, getting back to what I was mentioning about golf, I'm fortunate to live very close to a golf course, so I'm thinking about getting back into it pretty heavily this summer. I'm about a mile from
Oh, jeez.
a country club here, so pretty nice course from what I've seen. We just started getting nice weather here, so I'm hoping to get out, be able to do some of that. Looking forward to it.
Golf course is open here this week in Southern Ontario. Me too. I haven't golfed a lot in years. I'm looking forward to getting to more than just a handful of rounds in this summer.
Sure. I'm also looking forward to pool season too. So we were supposed to have a year-round pool here, and they switched owners on us, and the owners didn't want to do the all-around thing, all year-round thing. So kind of waiting for the pool to open up here as well.
Well, all year round for me for an outdoor pool is definitely not an option, but an outdoor skating rink is.
Right, that's cool. I've always enjoyed ice skating as well. Every time that I've gone, I'm terrible at it, but it's fun to do.
Yeah, we hit some -30s, -40s, which is just about the same. Well, -40 is the same Celsius as it is Fahrenheit. Man, you got to experience that once in your life. It is so cold. But real golf, Zach, you know the courses that are in this game. If I gave you right now $5,000, you can go anywhere you want, take a buddy, and golf any course that's in the game. Which course are you picking? Which trip are you taking? Now, just for the course alone, you can't just say because you want to go to the UAE, you're going to pick one of those.
Honestly, maybe this one. I've always wanted to go to Japan. I'm not 100% sure where this course is, but I'd love to. I mean, this one looks phenomenal. I really like the look of it, and the bonus, being able to check out a place that's always been kind of on my bucket list. So
it's just outside Tokyo, so it's about 20 minutes. 20 minutes by their super awesome transportation system, or 40 minutes by car.
Cool, nice.
Which is kind of cool. It's only open a few months out of the year because Tokyo obviously has a winter like us. And one of the neat things about this, if you were to golf it live, you can see there in the flyby, is every hole has 2 greens, and they'll either
the other one.
Yeah, they'll either pick one for that day, or some days they'll even put flags in both, and you can pick which one you want on your own. Which is kind of cool. So imagine a situation like you did earlier. Now with your buddies, I'm sure you're not going to declare which one before the hole, where you shank one into the rough and you go, you know what, I got a better angle. Or imagine an approach, just not telling anybody which one you're going for. You pull it way left and go, hey, look at that, beautiful, I got a 5-foot putt. Meanwhile, you were aiming 40 yards to the right. This is my kind of course. I like this.
Right, I've never even seen that concept. I don't even know if we have it here in the States, or if we do, like which ones would even offer it. So I've never been able to see, 2 greens and a choice to do what you want.
Get in the hole. Get in the hole. Oh, it didn't
Just
want that little tailwind component kicked in. 17 here, the par 3. This is the signature course actually at Daihakone. It's got the blossoms around it. There's a big elevation change on approach, and there you go. You damn near aced it. Nice shot. So as we go on 18 here, I just want to draw attention to something that you've done in the past too, which is pretty cool. That I discovered that you've raised a ton of money for leukemia and lymphoma back in the past. So good on you. I just want to say thank you for doing that. It is something that's near and dear to my heart as well. And anytime you give up your own time to help raise awareness and funds and something like that is always in my books. So this is from me saying thank you for doing that, and that's awesome, buddy.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, we put together a nice fundraiser. I think we raised maybe about $6,000 or something. It was a substantial chunk of change that we were able to donate and give to that cause. It's something that one of my close buddies, his father struggled with and passed. So it was nice to be able to put together that fund and be able to give back a little bit.
All right, so that's we have the opportunity that you've excelled at these mobile golf games over the last more than a couple of years. Why don't you talk us through your approach here as we come down the final hole on 18, and just kind of your thought process of what you're doing on approach, so guys can pick up a little tip or trick along the way here.
Cool. Let's try to do that. Once I knew that this was going to be a little bit long, so I was trying to extend with my driver pin to get up. This is probably not the ideal leave. If I have some advice for some people, would be to try to get it up one there. One of the things, especially with this Hellfire 6, I forget it's somewhere around 75-80% guide, so you're definitely missing some, so you're just kind of leaving it a little bit short. But into the headwind, you're going to have to be a little bit more aggressive with the guide, because it's going to collapse down and kind of shrink. And it looks like, based on the bounces here, that it's bouncing to the left, so I think it's going to have some nice rollout to the left as well. I typically play this club, and it's going to be hard to do this on a precision type adjustment, but I would say somewhere around 1.5 per mile for rings per mile per hour. So this would be 2.5-ish or so, with a little bit of overplay because of the fact that the extra wind effect. So we're going to go a little bit extra. It's hard to be precise on this one. This is probably the hardest hole that I left myself, to where I can't really gauge how much it's going to run out when you can't put that backspin on. So as you can see, I come up a little bit short. Probably should have just added just a hair more topspin on that one.
I think your read on the green there was good, though. If that had rolled out more, that would have definitely given a good look at the hole. And there it is, Zach Jones. You are in the hole on 18. Fantastic work. We got through all 18 at Daihakone. -25. Respectable score. Beatable score. So a nice little tip of the cap for the people that are going to play this. Before we say goodbye, Zach, come on, buddy, plug that YouTube channel. Let's go.
Yeah, so I think it's Ultimate Golf Trainer Zach is my YouTube, and been putting together guides and content for people to use since like 2015 or something. I was grateful when this game came out, and like doing content for this game as well. It's a very fun game to play. Hopefully you guys also enjoy it, and check me out on YouTube if you're looking for extra shot advice.
All right, Zach, thank you very much for playing this. I'm Duff. I'm your host. This has been another VIP tournament here on Ultimate Golf. We're going to have many more of these to come, and we will see you guys next time. Thank you.